Out of Washington, where there is a renewed storm of controversy this morning over House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's claim that the CIA misled Congress. CBS News correspondent Nancy Cordes is on Capitol Hill with the latest. Good morning, Nancy.
Good morning, Harry. Well, a new letter has surfaced that appears to have reopened a feud that was simmering between the CIA director and House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and her allies. It all centers around a briefing that the CIA director gave Congress last month in which he apparently told them that they had not been adequately briefed on an intelligence issue. The letter from 7 Democratic members of the House Intelligence Committee to the director of the CIA, Leon Panetta, says, quote, recently you testified that top CIA officials have concealed significant actions from all members of Congress and misled members for a number of years from 2001 until this week. In light of your testimony, we ask that you publicly correct your statement of May 15, 2009. In that statement, Panetta had asserted that it was not the CIA's policy or practice to mislead Congress. That had been a response to the Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi's accusation that the CIA had lied to her about waterboarding and other intelligence issues.
They mislead us all the time.
Intelligence officials tell CBS News that the error that CIA Director Panetta briefed them on last month was an error of omission, not deliberate. But these Democratic members seem to believe there's more to it than that. Harry.
Nancy Cordes live with us in Washington this morning. Thanks. Michigan Congressman Pete Hoekstra has been fiercely critical of Speaker Pelosi and her accusations against the CIA. Hoekstra is ranking Republican member of the House Intelligence Committee, and he joins us from Capitol Hill. Good morning, sir.
Hey, good morning, Harry.
So let's go back now. Nancy Pelosi claims she was misled by the CIA about enhanced interrogation techniques. CIA Director Leon Panetta comes back and says, come on, no policy of the CIA to mislead Congress. Now we have these congressional Democrats saying that the Director Panetta told them the CIA has not always told the truth. What do you make of this?
It's one of the most bizarre episodes in politics that I've seen in my time here in Washington. You put on top of that this week also the chairman of the committee, Sylvester Reyes, has accused the CIA of lying. Yesterday on the intelligence authorization bill, the president issued a veto threat, and these are all Democrats saying the CIA lied.
Right.
The CIA director Leon Panetta said no, we did not, and we're just kind of sitting on the sidelines. We're trying to focus on national security policy, national security issues, and the Democrats, from my perspective, are looking for some adult supervision.
I'm going to get to this.
There's no leadership here at all, Harry. It is, this is very, very bizarre.
I'm going to get to the veto threat in a second. In your experience, have you ever been misled or purposely told something that was not true in your CIA briefings?
Absolutely. There's an Inspector General report. You may remember back in 2001, there were missionary pilots from my home district in Michigan that were shot down. 2 people were tragically killed. The Inspector General did a detailed investigation of that incident, and in 2008 came back and said Congress was misled and we were lied to in that incident.
How is it, in terms of moving forward and in terms of Congress having the proper oversight of the CIA, whose real job is it? Is it Leon Panetta's job to get these people who testify in front of Congress to tell them the truth that they legally are bound to tell?
Oh, absolutely. But I think, again, Harry, what you will find is by and large, in the vast majority of cases, when we are briefed by the CIA, we get the information that we need to do the job. Sometimes it's difficult to pull that information out of them, but if Congress does its job, I think we can get the information that we need.
All right, here's the hard, cold political question of the morning. This letter that the Democrats have brought out and said that a CIA director informs them that there has been misleading of Congress. Is this just to create political cover for Nancy Pelosi?
Harry, I don't know. You'll have to ask them, but it's very strange. They sent that letter on stationery, making sure that that letter was available to the press, but also making sure that we on the Republican side didn't get the letter. Also, the letter that Sylvester Reyes sent to Leon Panetta was slipped under my door after hours, and and it was given to the media well before we ever received it. So to me, it looks like they're working on the political equation. They're not trying to foster a bipartisan consensus on national security.
Peter Hoekstra, we thank you very much for your time this morning. Take care. Thanks.
Thank you, Harry.